There's this woman who has been pushing out hate against the Igbo people of Nigeria through her social media, particularly TikTok. So let's listen to what she's saying, then we'll come back to talk about who she is and exactly what she does.
Biafras want to go, Biafras wants to go. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Have 5 of your states in this country. Lead by example. Leave those shops of yours, leave those buildings of yours, go back to your state and start developing it, if you are serious. Develop your state, develop your political system. Stand today and get people in the House of Representatives who would hear your voice and see if every Nigerian will not let you go. What benefit are you to us? You only leech on us in this country. We from the northern Nigeria can boldly say we have gained something from the southwestern part of Nigeria and the south-south. We collectively, Dangote today is established in northern middle belt of this country in Kogi State, and it's also established in Lagos. That is mutual benefit. When it comes to political movement, we from the north unite. Even when Tinubu's people did not vote him, the northerners vote until Tinubu could find himself in power today. We allow the people from the north, from the south, to come to our state and invest freely. We allow them for growth. Of course, we do have conflicts once in a while, but the facts and the statistics of reality is here. Come and see them all over our places. Doing fine, doing well, establishing themselves, houses, schools, and all that. People from the southwest. We provide food. We provide food. We are the leaders in terms of agriculture in this nation. We provide food and we take it to the west. And the south, majority of the food that's consumed in this nation comes from north. I want to ask a question. What is you people's benefit? What is it about you that if you go today, we're going to miss? What is it about you we're going to miss? Is it your importation business that involves so much exploitation? Is that what a Hausa man cannot do or a Yoruba man cannot do? I want to ask you a question. Do you have oil? You don't. It is the South and the Niger Delta area that have oil. And they don't even give us headache like the way you do. They cooperate with us. They do everything with us. What is you people's problem? What you talk about because your resources. What resources do you have? You've been leeching off of everyone. If the Yorubas are talking, if the Niger Deltas are talking, yes, we can hear, but not you guys. What do you have to offer to Nigeria that we cannot offer ourselves? Okay, let's say we feed this country, yes, because of our flat lands, because of our agricultural prowess. You decide, okay, we'll stop feeding, we are going to feed the rest of the country. Can you do that? Can you, for example, do what the Yorubas are doing? Can you give us what the Yorubas are giving us? What are you giving us except what destroys our economy, which is importation? What are you giving us? So what's actually your pride? What is it? Because you have not found somebody who tells you the truth. What is your pride in this country? What is your pride? The fact that you leech off other people? The fact that we allow you to buy lands in our areas? Allow you to establish businesses that you grow out of it? And yet you're even too afraid to go back to your states. And yes, you keep making noise every single day. If you are proud of who you are, start making your move now. Start making your move now. It's not about just disturbing everybody with noise and making fun up and down the place. See, it's about to go down. It's getting more serious every day. It's getting more serious every day. If you think you're going to creep up into the division of this country, we've gotten to know who you guys truly are. We're going to deal with it. We might not be able to deal with America fully, but you see those ones at home. You are an assignment we have put in our front.
So she doesn't even know what she wants. She doesn't know what she wants. She's contradicting herself. The same person talking about Igbos can now go that she doesn't know what they are doing for her. So, and she's ending by saying that Igbos want to creep up and divide the country. So, what do you want? Do you want them to go or you don't want them to go, or you're just confused? Someone that the only thing that she knows clearly is hate and this her bigotry and this religious extremism. That's what she knows. She knows nothing else. She doesn't even know basic geography of Nigeria. She doesn't even know that Igbo states are also part of the Niger Delta. Igbo states like Abia and Imo. There might even be others. She doesn't even know that Igbos are in the south-south. And she's talking south-south people without even knowing that Igbos are in the south-south. Igbos are in River State. Igbos are in Delta states. Igbos are even in some parts of Cross River. The same Middle Belt region that she's talking about, there are even some Igbos there. Ancestral, that's where they are from. Their land is part of those states. When they were creating states, they joined those Igbo territories to those places. She doesn't even know anything. And spilling a lot of lies. She doesn't know. I don't know if she doesn't know or she's choosing not to say it. But I don't think she would decide to embarrass or fool herself that way in the public. I think she doesn't know. And she's just speaking. So what is the point? How can you even have an argument with somebody that does not know basic geography? How? The only thing she knows is extremism, bigotry, and also trying to recruit the same South people she's talking about, that she's trying to see how she can rally people against Igbos, is the same South people that they fought hard with propaganda. All her those politicians that she's praising from her place, those are the ones that fought hard to make sure that they made the president, Goodluck Jonathan, that came from the South region, they made his time in office a living hell. They promised him hell and they gave him hell. They made sure that that man never saw peace for a day in the office. And those are the same people that she's now all of a sudden she's trying to see if she can drag supporters from them so that they can all join her on the train of fighting Igbos. So how can we even have a discussion with somebody like this? How can we? It's not about the Hausa people or the people from the north. There are a lot of very good people, people with pure intentions. Everybody knows that you'll find a lot of honest Hausa people. There are many with very good intentions. We have been dealing with Hausas for a very long time. You're talking about what Hausas are, the people going to Hausa land. You're not talking about how many Hausas are in the south or even in the east, everywhere. So what is she talking about? And we've been doing business with Hausa. This person does not represent Hausa people. She does not represent the Muslims of Nigeria, obviously. But it's good to also point it out. It's good to also let people know so that nobody falls into those kind of propaganda and traps. So guys, listening to her, you can tell that there's so much hate. There's so much propaganda. It's beyond hate. It's also propaganda and lies, misinformation, and trying to manipulate the gullible ones or people that will fall for her manipulation. But unfortunately for her, that will not really work, because a lot of people now are able to see the truth. A lot of people are able to see how they've been doing this propaganda all over the years, and she's trying to make lies look real. For example, when she says that they should go through the House of Assembly and all that, we all know that that is not going to work. And even if they decide, okay, it's going to work, there's a particular reason why they made they separated a lot of Igbo groups from one region. If all the Igbo groups are in one region, it can be easy for you to say, okay, we are going to go just like that. But because they knew that putting Igbo groups in different regions, it will kind of make it more difficult for Igbo people to go, even if they want to leave Nigeria. For example, you have Igbo people that have been Igbo groups, villages, communities that are in the Middle Belt, North Central region of Nigeria, in Benue, in Kogi. Then you have Igbo groups that are also part of the South part of Nigeria, the South region of Nigeria, which are in River States and Delta States, the Anyoma people of Delta State. So all these people are Igbos. Igbos, they don't have like one they all understand each other, the same culture, the same language, names, the same way of life, but they are also dialects. So there's a general kind of Igbo that most Igbos can understand, and there are also Igbo dialects, but all these people are Igbo people. So when you say that, okay, Igbo people start going, are you going to give them the Igbos that are in other regions? Because if they are going to get that, then they will gladly accept. So they know that it's going to be a tussle, it's going to be a kind of a battle, it's going to be a lot of back and forth before they are able to get their people from other regions, and all those areas will be ceded back to the larger Igbo group. Then they can all live. So because that is not possible, or that it's possible, but they would I doubt that they are going to allow that, unless if something has changed. So what she's saying, obviously everybody knows that is not true, but it is the propaganda that I really want to point out. She's trying to make it look like her people, I guess she represents the Hausa Fulani people of the north, and she's trying to make it look like they are on one side and the Igbos are on the other side. So, and that cannot be further from the truth. And if she's so sure about their strength, or how powerful or great or whatever that she is or her people are, why is she trying to recruit people from all over all the other parts of the country to join her against the Igbo? Because she's talking about Yorubas. She's not a Yoruba, she's from the north. She's talking about Yoruba. So it's kind of virtue signaling. She's trying to see if she can, appeal to the sentiments of some Yoruba people and appeal to the sentiments of some people from the Niger Delta. And the Niger Delta, she's saying it so ignorantly. I don't know if she doesn't know or if she's just choosing to ignore the fact that Igbos, a lot of Igbo states like Abia, Imo, I think even Enugu have joined now, and Anambra was supposed to be there a long time ago. I don't know if they've joined, but what I can say for sure, Abia, Imo, they are all part of the Niger Delta. So which Niger Delta is she talking about? So she's mentioning Niger Delta, she's mentioning North Central. North Central, the place where a lot of Muslims have been, a lot of Christians has been unalived. A lot of Christians have been unalived and driven from their communities. Driven from their communities by terrorists, by radicals, by people that are doing these things in the name of jihad. So there could be a lot of other things that are attached to that, but the bottom line is a lot of Christians in the Middle Belt region of Nigeria, the place where they also call North Central, a lot of those Christians in those places are undergoing hell. They are going through hell. They are going through hell. Many of them have been displaced from their communities. So that is what she doesn't want to talk about. So now they have to do the old propaganda that they are used to. The Igbos are to her are once again a problem. It's the Igbos. In fact, I won't be surprised if they even accuse the Igbos of being the ones that went to Trump. Actually, they did. I heard Daniel Boala on Channels TV, talking about how it's an IPOP kind of connection that made Ted Cruz to start talking about this issue. So they are trying to still bring back that propaganda to rally up people that have anti-Igbo sentiments in the country and to distract them from what is going on in the country, from the main thing that is going on in the country, which is land grabbing, displacement of people from their ancestral lands, especially Christian communities from their ancestral lands. And the people that are doing that, whether you say they are not, obviously they are not the general Muslim population, but the people doing that, they are doing it in the guise of Islamic jihadism. That's the excuse they are using. And if you say, "Oh, we are not part of them," so how much have you been speaking against them? That's the question. How much have they been speaking against those people? So back to this woman. What she's trying to do is to try and drag sentiments from every part of the country that she knows of, from anybody that is not Igbo. Whether she goes to the Yoruba people, she's saying, "Oh, the Yorubas, we have been with them," or she's talking about the Niger Delta, forgetting that the Igbos are also part of the Niger Delta, and she's talking about resources and talking about oil. And is it that she's not educated, or is it that she's just choosing to ignore that? The oil, the place where, and she forgot that Igbo states are also oil producing states. Igbo states like Abia, Imo states, Anambra states also have oil. I think Enugu has also discovered oil. Then almost the whole 5 eastern states, nearly the whole of them, maybe with exception to Ebonyi state, which even if there's a high possibility that they will discover oil there too. And not to talk about the natural resources there that she's lying that they don't have. They have. Talking about coal, whatever. Then the gas in Imo State, which is, I think, if not the largest gas reserve in Nigeria, it should be the second. Some people say it's the first, some people say it's the second. The largest gas reserve. So what are we, natural gas? So what are we talking about? So it's all lies, it's all propaganda, but this is how they operate. This is how they've been operating for a long time. Try to distract the country from what is happening, from the main issues, from the real issues on ground, then try to make it about Igbophobia. Because now you can now try to draw the sentiment of people that hate the fact that that Igbos or some Igbos are agitating to leave Nigeria. So once those people remember, oh, these guys are trying to leave, let's focus on them. But it can't work because the time for that has passed. People already know where their problem is coming from. People already know the things that are affecting them. People are seeing the truth. That type of propaganda cannot work. Daniel Bwala tried to do it on Channels TV. It did not fly. She's also trying to do it again because, believe it or not, some of these people, most of them are affiliated to politicians and they're actually working for the politicians. And politicians from that, from the ruling class. That's what they do. Propaganda. Lies. And she's saying a lot of lies. It's so unfortunate. There's hate and there's propaganda and there's lies. And she's doing all of that to try and distract people. They are talking about people being massacred. They are talking about, have you seen videos? Have you seen images? And she's trying everything possible to twist it and turn it to an Igbo versus Nigeria talk. That's the old play in their book. It's something they've been doing since the 70s, 80s, 60s, even before 60s. They've been doing that a long time ago, even before the war. And they are still doing that till now. And any Nigerian that will fall for that, then we can't help that person. Then that person genuinely have hate in their heart for an Igbo person. If a Nigerian can still fall for that, just a normal Nigerian can still fall for that Igbophobia propaganda that they have, then that person, you can't help them. That person genuinely have their, their bias, their hate in their heart against Igbos. Because at this point, everything is clear that this whole thing is all lies and propaganda that they have been pushing against the Igbo people. Look at the way she lied about natural resources. And look at the way she lied about Niger Delta. The same Niger Delta that she's trying to virtue signal and try to make them get on her hate train against the Igbo people is the same Niger Delta president that they had, Goodluck Jonathan, that her people, no, not all of our people though, but the elites, the ruling class there, they all ganged up to make sure that they remove that man. And they sponsored all manner of propaganda, media propaganda against that man to make sure that his tenure was hell for him. They even threatened him. It's all out there, including the former late president that came from Buhari, that came from their place. They all made sure that they made that man's life a living hell, to the point whereby he didn't even want to contest the election results. He didn't even want to speak about it. He just wanted to leave, because they have already made it like it's like a declaration of war on him. And that is the same people that she's trying to virtue signal. So it's like, and that's why anybody from those communities, whether it's Yoruba land, Southwest, or whether it's in the South, or whether it's in the Middle Belt, or anywhere, anybody that falls for her propaganda, it means that they are not educated, they are not informed, or they genuinely have hate in their heart against Igbo people even more than the radical jihadist extremists, terrorists that are displacing and massacring them. It means that they even have more hate for Igbo people because of economic reasons, because you feel like, oh, these people, when they come to our space, in a short time they progress, or in a short time they are able to rise, like the way their Sadwana was complaining on telling the British journalists. I don't know if I will see that video. If you will see that video, just go and look for it. He was telling British journalists that the problem with the Igbo people is that when they come to somewhere, they want to rise above every other person. They become so successful. That is their complaint, and that is the grief that they have against Igbo people. Just that you're able to navigate economic challenges and survive and succeed in business. Not that you're coming to impose your culture, not that you're coming to impose you're coming to claim our land and chase us out away, chase all of us away. Because even when an Igbo man comes to your place and builds a house, he paid for a land, he bought the land, and is able to develop in your place. If it's shop, are you giving him free money? Like the way she's talking about our people in the... is these people giving Igbo people free money? That's the question. Somebody came and brought services that you don't have, and it's an exchange, it's business. I give you service or I give you products and you pay me. Nobody is doing anybody, it's not a charity case. Nobody is doing anybody any favor. Your people, any businessman cannot stop another businessman from doing business however they want to do it. And you always have a choice whether you want to patronize this business A or business B. But when somebody comes guns with their weapons to come and displace you from your land and rename the community and send you to IDP camps, what choice do you have? And instead of focusing on that, you want to focus on people doing business, buying land with their hard-earned money. And even the land is not like permanent. After some time, you might even so the generations to come might even say, we want our land back. That does not have anything to do, that does not try to interfere with your culture and your beliefs, that just only wants to do business. Those are the people that you want people to hate. Those are the people you want people to hate. So that's what I'm saying. Anybody that will fall for that, it's either you are very much less informed, not educated, or you genuinely have hate in your heart against people that are just doing business and excelling, doing business and surviving. So that's how they've been playing the game. That's how they've been playing the game. It's very dirty, and the only way to counter this is not of course the Christians or the Igbo people, they don't believe in all this violence. So the only way to counter this is to also speak out, do your own content, and make sure you expose these games that these people are playing. And all this is coming out because she has been doing this even before the Trump announcement, but it is kind of intensified now because they are so desperate to try and shift focus. They are so desperate to try and change narratives. They are so desperate to try and make it the same old Igbo versus Nigeria debate. And Igbos, a lot of them don't even want to leave Nigeria if things are working well. If the system is sane, if things are going the way normal, if human beings are living the way normal human beings should live, nobody is so much desperate of leaving Nigeria. But when people are talking about leaving, or when there are talks of agitations and self-determinations, it is because of they don't find any hope in the system. There's no hope. They don't feel it. They don't feel like there's a future for them. Because things has been going the other way. It has been going wrong for a long time. And they've been speaking. It's as if you're speaking to a wall. It's as if you're speaking to, something that cannot hear you. So before something even, it's different when you're speaking to someone that is listening to you, and now the person is trying to see how they can do it, than when you're speaking to someone that is not even listening to you. Someone has an earpod in their ears, covered by hate and radicalization and extremism. That's what they've used to block their minds and their ears. So why are you speaking to that person? The person can't even hear you. So that's what they've been doing, propaganda, hate, and that's what some of them does. So instead of focusing on the plight of the persecuted, if you say even Muslims are suffering insecurity in Nigeria, of course, it's true. So why do you have a problem when there is a discussion to end the whole problem of terrorism? Why do you feel it's an attack on your religion and your tribe? Are you trying to say that, are you telling us that most of the people from your tribe or most of the people from your religion are part of the problem? Is that what you're trying to say? If they're talking about dealing with the terrorists and the people that have been... Have you seen some videos? Those are videos that can traumatize, some people for life. If you see what they are doing to women, children, young men, old people, unborn. If you see what they are doing to those people, and most of them Christians, whether you're talking about Southern Kaduna, you're talking about Benue, which is majority Muslims, overwhelmingly majority Muslims, or you're talking about parts of Kogi, or you're talking about even Kwara now. Anywhere, including they came to Ondo State, which is the most southern western state you can think of. They went there. And even parts of Enugu in the south is the same Igbo people you're talking about. These terrorists have been going to some of the villages there. So imagine if they can do all that, and instead of focusing on the plights of those people, or even the Muslims that do not agree with their barbarism, with the barbarism of those terrorists, they also treat them the same way. So if that's what is going on, why are you against the solution? Why are you against the solution? You want them to have discussions with terrorists? The one they've been doing in several parts of the north several parts of the north. And what is the solution? It has been worse and worse and worse. There's no change. Wouldn't you look for another approach? So instead of focusing on that, these cowards, these satanic, evil-minded people, wicked people, you can't look good with that. Even with all the makeup, with all the thing you've applied on your face and all the filters, you still look ugly. You still look evil. You still look like a monster because of your heart. Because of your heart, you look evil. You look like a demon. Because of your heart. Alright guys, thank you so much for staying to the end of this, and subscribe if you haven't. Comment, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and I will see you next time.